page, I'm going to do it. So, what is body memories? And I always find out why it's so hard for me to explain this work. You know, I got, you a party or a dinner party, so like, explain body memories. And Rachel's all like, oh, we'll have a 2-hour class. I said, no, I need the day. And she's like, what? I said, I need the day to explain body memories. And she's like, oh. And I was like, it's a 6-month course shoved into 6 hours. And this is the thing with body memories that really, I don't know, frustrates me or whatever. People like 2 minutes are like, okay, I got it. No, I got it. It's this. And they're like, no, you still ain't got it. And it's just like, it takes a while to really understand what it is. And I drew this, and this was very helpful this week. Body memories is an umbrella that covers 6 different healing tools that we use inside of body memories. So that's why, at the dinner party, I'm having a hard time trying to explain it in 2 minutes. And so it is the umbrella that covers these other 6 ones. And these are kind of broken down to the different weekends that we teach, basically. And so body memories, a lot of times we like, okay, you put your hands on here, I got it. And, it's a subtle touch. So mostly what we're going to be studying today is called the subtle touch, safe touch, and how to actually approach and how to work on the body. And this is the foundation for everything else. The group I was talking about before, they, a lot of times they meet once a year, even senior practitioners, hundreds of them, they get together, they get Australia, different things, to have everyone just do nothing but work on their touch. And get feedback. Am I really on? Am I off? How's my touch? I think it's great that even a senior teacher, willing to receive that feedback because, even as Reiki or whatever, we always think, okay, I got it, it's done. It's like, it's never done. We can still be growing and still learn and still like awareness. And I was saying, how are you present? How are you there with your client? Are you having the conversation? You're not having the conversation. How is your touch? Is it too heavy, too light? And it's just amazing because the touch can be so many different things. Like, one of my teachers, his touch was heavy. He just went in and other people were just very light, like a feather, and it's just kind of amazing, but they're both equally strong. So that's what we're going to be covering today. We're going to be covering the subtle body touch, touching the subtle body, but also touching the skin and touching, under the skin. So the subtle body is, the subtle body touch is the basics for all this work. And even myself, it's just like I work on this over and over again. I was talking a little bit about nature and how this work in nature. This work is really beautiful. You're using the subtle touch with trees. I was in Olympic National Park after taking one of these seminars, and I was camping by myself in the ocean, and it's like a starfish. It's like, wow, this little guy, like, he comes out and talks to me. That's what this work is. Not me. I'm not going into his space. I'm supporting his space. He's coming back and talking to me. And I was like, oh, it's like, got my attention. He's like, oh, let me go. It's like he's actually having a conversation with me. Our whole universe around us wants to talk to us. And it's about letting that space of it actually coming towards us. When we work with a client, to actually let their body come to us to talk. And finding out where that middle ground is. That's what makes the beauty. That's where that magic really happens. And it really is like magic. It's like sparkles, It's when you slow down present time, you just like the whole world becomes alive. When we run around our rat race, the whole world becomes gray. We don't, we're not as live. So this is the basics. How the body communicates. This goes into like body language, movement. What I was showing you before, we actually do a thing like a walk before we work with people and the clients, and we spend a whole weekend working on that, and you start to identify like, when you be more lively if you walk like this, or if you didn't walk like this. Some of it's structural, some of it's functional, some of it is just learning, military. I'm emotional. I'm strong. And it's funny because personal growth workshops, a lot of them, they teach people to do this so they feel powerful. It's a force. I feel powerful. Like the jaw tight, I feel powerful. And I know men who do this. They walk around all the time. Like, I don't know why I need a pacemaker now. Or so, it's like, all the stress you're putting on your chest, So then there's learn, and then there's physical. I can't do nothing about it, Rob. It's stuck. It's frozen. Okay, well, let's work on it. That's where I come in, and we try to get it flowing again. Nature's pulsation. We talked about before with It has some similarities to Dr. Upledger's work on craniosacrum. And Dr. Upledger was great in his foundation and studying with the spine, but the thing with it is that actually every organ has a pulsation. I feel like he could have took it to the next level. The liver has a pulsation. The kidney has a pulsation. And you can actually work with it like that. And they want to talk to you. They want to tell you like, hey, and many times at night I've gone to sleep with my hand on my stomach, you know, like, oh. And it releases, you know. My wife had suffered from acid reflux in the middle of the night. She'd be like, oh, and I never put my paw on her. It's nice, two healers being married, you know. We're like working on each other as we're getting older. You know, I can fix that, you can work on that, you know. And she wakes up the next day, my God, it's gone. You know, and it's just by feeling the pulsation. So the craniosacral pulsation is great. It is included in this, but it's really the next level, in my opinion. It's with all the different organs talking to you. Natural movement. This is a whole thing. I think it's one of the best ways. I'm going to show this in a second, actually. And natural movement, this is where it goes. So it was talking about natural yoga. The body has a preferred way. The body is actually pulling me down. The body wants to go a certain way, and I'm fighting it all the time. If I can let go of that emotion hook, the body would actually be lighter. So the body has, and it's weird because people's bodies move by themselves on the table. People are like, oh, I'm not raising my arm. Oh, yes, you are. And the body actually goes, so it's like, and it starts to move, and it goes up into that car accident position. And I'm like, why am I doing this? And it's going back to that shape. And so this is very, very beautiful when it happens. The next one's feeling our joints, working with the pulsations in our joints. And like I said, a lot of the mainstream, they're like, you have a joint problem, you need to take medication or have a new joint. There's nothing we can do with you. And we've had people with severe arthritis get the fluid in the joint and the pulsation back in their joint. Basically, where there's movement, there's healing. Where there's no movement, there's no healing. And that's what you were saying before, there's not a lot to understand about this work. We don't want to know the whole psychology and all this. We can get in an airplane, do you want to know how it works, or you just want to get in the airplane and go to visit your relatives? No, wait a minute, I can't get in the airplane, I have to see the engine first. No. Movement, non-movement. The plane goes, the plane doesn't go. But most of us want to like, oh, well, this ain't going to work for me because I don't know how the plane moves. You know, like, movement, non-movement. So feeling our joints, so there is a lot of amazing things you do with your joints. Type things. And the last one is, it's funny because me and Rachel were talking, she also covers the 4 different bodies. Hey! And as a body worker, and this is really the gem, because you can't be present for your client if you can't be present for yourself. You can't be present for your relationship. You can't be present anywhere. And you start to integrate, like, okay, which emotional body do I hang in? Do I hang in a healthy emotional body, a negative emotional body? Do I hang in a healthy mental body, a negative mental body? Do I hang in my physical body? Come on, let's work. Come on, let's get something done. I gotta move. What happens if I don't move? I'll feel something. I'll feel emotions. So we start to, but the nice part about this is actually we study the 4 bodies and how they layer on top of each other, and which body you need to move to for your next healing. So that's a really beautiful weekend. So this is what Body Memories is. I couldn't say it in 2 minutes, sorry. Try that at a party. I whip up my chart. You asked the right question. Everybody come over here.
He's got his iPad. Oh, excuse me, hold on. Well, now that you've asked.